8:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Lakshman Fonseca, read by Soundithavam. The Prime Minister says the government has achieved targeting housing and urban development tasks successfully despite the pandemic challenges. The central bank says the due funds for the international sovereign bond is arranged. The Marine Environment Protection Authority was directed to report to court on the 20th of January. Dr. Hemantha Herath says the Health Ministry is highly concerned about the abrupt increase in the COVID cases. The vaccination drive for children between 12 to 15 years will be initiated from January 7th. All schools will function with the entire student population from Monday. In world news, New Delhi residents are taking refuge indoors to protect them from the city's toxic air. The government has achieved the targeted housing and urban development tasks successfully despite the pandemic challenges last year. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa says that this year too will be the same with challenges and disputes, but the government is prepared to face the situation and accomplish the targets. The Prime Minister made these comments at a function held at the Ministry to explain New Year programs at the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development in Battaramulla today. The Governor of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, Ajith Nivard Cabral, claims that the required funds for the $500 million international sovereign bond that are maturing on the 18th of January have been allocated. Governor Ajith Nivard Cabral, taking to Twitter, said, despite claims by certain factions, the CBSL has taken measures to honour its commitments. He added that some investors lost out as a result of negative stories due to vested interests. Meanwhile, earlier this morning, Governor Cabral dismissed rumours that Sri Lankan banks have been ordered by the central bank to forcibly convert balances in customers' forex accounts. The governor said some disruptive elements are spreading such false rumours. The Marine Environment Protection Authority, MIPA, was directed to report to court on the 20th of January. The Colombo High Court today directed the MIPA to report to the court on the progress of the investigation into the MV Express Pearl container ship that caught fire. The case was taken up before the High Court Judge Namal Balalle today. The Russian captain of the fire-stricken ship and the 3 directors of the shipping company's local agency appeared in court. They have been named as suspects in connection with the disaster. The State Council appeared for the MIPA informed the court that further investigations are being carried out into the incident. Accordingly, the judge ordered the case to be recalled on January 20th and directed the MIPA to report on the progress of the investigations on that day. The Director General of Health Services, Dr. Hemantha Herath, says the Health Ministry is highly concerned about the abrupt increase in the COVID cases. At a news briefing at the Health Promotion Bureau today, he said it was too early to arrive at conclusions whether what exactly led to the rise in cases. He said the ministry is expected the cases to swell after the festive season. Dr. Herath also said that there was no move either to alter or hide statistics related to COVID-19 cases. Meanwhile, another 141 persons who contracted the novel coronavirus have recovered and have been discharged from hospitals, raising the number of recoveries to 561,412. The Ministry of Health said accordingly, 12,462 persons are currently receiving treatment for the coronavirus at several facilities across the country. The number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Sri Lanka remains at 588,929, following the detection of 629 patients yesterday. Sri Lanka's coronavirus death toll is currently at 15,055. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Sri Lanka Insurance Motor Plus, the best option.
The Health Ministry says that the vaccination drive for children between 12 to 15 years will be initiated from January 7th. Health Minister Kelly Rambukwella requests parents to send their children to get the vaccine and said that there was no reason to be scared of receiving the vaccine. He added the children will be vaccinated with the Pfizer vaccine and the vaccination drive is to be carried out at all hospitals and MOH offices. The Sri Lanka Social Security Board has been able to recruit 56,916 new members for the year 2021. The chairman of the board, senior lecturer Saman Hadaragama, said the board had been able to earn over 450 million rupees during the year 2021. He told the SLBC that it was a record-breaking historical event, even though the country was facing the pandemic and economic crisis. He further said the Social Security Board has recently signed a MOU with the Commissioner of Buddhist Affairs to provide special privileges for the parents who offer their children to be ordained in the Buddha Sasana. The MOU was signed before Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa last evening. That concludes local news.
In 200 meters, turn left.
This is not just my daily commute. I drive to power my nation's future.
Sri Lanka Insurance Motor Plus introduces specialized motor insurance for you who drive our nation forward. Choose tailor-made insurance solutions. Up to 75,000 rupees claim settlements within 3 working hours. Exclusive discounts through Motor Plus loyalty rewards. Easy and 0% interest payment plans.
Only from Sri Lanka Insurance.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
All schools will function with the entire student population from Monday. The Director General of Health Services said it will be conducted under strict health guidelines. The Ministry has granted permission to normalize academic activities in all schools from grade 1 to 13 from Monday the 10th of January. Minister of Health Kele Rambukwala said guidelines in relation to reopening of schools will be issued shortly. Schools are functioning on a staggered basis at present, with schools with a large number of students attending classes only in groups. Minister Rambukwala said, since considerable progress has been made in relation to vaccinating children against COVID-19, a decision has been taken to fully open schools once again, and that came to you in the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Moving on to Watchlight, our correspondents say that many office mates and school children are still taking their lunch and enjoying tea together. It is also observed many organizations have had functions on the opening days of the new year of their respective organizations and have forgotten to follow health guidelines. However, Dr. Hemantha Herath requested on the New Year's Eve that the public should strictly follow all health guidelines issued by the government and help the Health Ministry to prevent the spread of COVID-19, and came to you in Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
Making headlines tonight, a big rise in patients infected with Omicron variant in Australia. Travel firms in the UK call for removal of testing rules for COVID. New Delhi residents are taking refuge indoors to protect them from the city's toxic air. Australia has seen a big rise in coronavirus cases over the new year, driven by the Omicron variant. The latest surge comes after Australia began reopening its borders late last year. Entry rules have also been eased for international visa holders, including those from Japan. The country reported a daily record of more than 60,000 new cases on Wednesday. The two most populous states, New South Wales and Victoria, accounted for the majority. The surge has put the health system under great pressure. Increased demand for testing is causing delays at clinics, with many people being turned away. Prime Minister Scott Morrison held a National Cabinet meeting on Wednesday. The government discussed plans to ensure adequate testing kits for the public to take the pressure off the health system. The UK ministers are finalising changes to the travel COVID testing requirements after industry groups called for remaining restrictions and tests to be removed. The BBC reported the government could scrap the need for people to test 2 days before arriving in the UK. With data last week suggesting 1 in 25 people in England had the virus, airlines have said passenger testing is making no real impact. They said compulsory testing has held back the sector's recovery. It comes as the Prime Minister is to meet his cabinet and urge them to back his decision not to impose any further COVID restrictions in England. New Delhi residents are taking refuge indoors to protect them from the city's toxic air. Schools, construction sites and some workplaces were closed briefly in November due to heavy air pollution, and the country's Chief Justice has asked the central government to take urgent action on the very serious problem in Delhi. Delhi's air quality has been steadily deteriorating for years, and it is particularly bad during winter when the cool weather traps pollution and smoke, shrouding the city in a thick layer of smog. This seasonal phenomenon has huge health costs for Delhi's residents, many of whom are now agitating for change. Siddharth Singh, an air pollution researcher, noted that while air pollution is a common problem in cities around the world, the kind of pollution seen in Delhi is unique to India. Back to the headlines of the world news. A big rise in patients infected with the Omicron variant in Australia. Travel firms in the UK called for removal of testing rules for COVID. And in New Delhi, residents are taking refuge indoors to protect them from the city's toxic air. That concludes this bulletin of world news.
Development News is brought to you by Let's take all out of the coconut tree and make the island thriving and prosperous. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
825 million rupees had been earned by the Minister of Agriculture during the year 2021. Minister Mahindananda Alutkamage says the Janavasama, the Milk Oil Limited, the Ceylon Phosphate and the NLDB have shown tremendous economic success besides the pandemic disputes. The minister said all those organizations are making losses in the recent past. It was a 3,850 million rupee loss during the year 2020, he added, and came to you in development news.
Development News was brought to you by the coconut tree is well grown in almost all the parts of the island. It is an exceptional source of extra income. The shell, the husk and almost all the parts of the coconut tree makes you money, providing you with an excellent extra source of income. It will also help to nourish the economy of the country. You will be guided with all necessary informations regarding the coconut cultivation with the novel cultivation techniques and all other related and upgraded informations by the Coconut Research Institute, Lunavilla. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Moving on to sports news, England's bowlers batted hard to leave the fourth Ashes Test evenly poised after a rain-affected opening day at the Sydney Cricket Ground. After opting to bat under grey skies and on a green pitch, Australia closed on 126 for 3 with just 46.5 overs possible. The start was delayed by half an hour before 2 interruptions in the morning session and a 2-hour delay either side of the tea interval. The returning Stuart Broad and David Warner caught at second slip by Zach Crawley for 30, while James Anderson had Marcus Harris caught by Joe Root for 38. Marnus Labuschagne then nicked Mark Wood behind for 28 as England reaped the rewards of their tight economical bowling. Play scheduled to resume at 2300 hours GMT on Wednesday night with Steve Smith unbeaten on 6 and Usman Khawaja playing his first test since 2019, 4 not out. England currently trail 3-0 in the 5-test series and have already lost the Ashes. Meanwhile, Australia batter Travis Head, who is missing this test after positive for COVID-19, has returned 1 negative test and 2 more negative results will see him rejoin the squad on Friday. That's sports news. Business news up next.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Ceylon Chamber of Commerce recently signed a memorandum of understanding with the Rawalpindi Chamber of Commerce and Industry. The MOU will facilitate the dissemination of relevant information in order to enhance bilateral trade and business. The Ceylon Chamber of Commerce says the MOU will further strengthen friendly ties between Sri Lanka and Pakistan and enhance bilateral trade relations between the two countries. That's business news. Economic news up next.
Business News, sponsored by
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Economic news.
courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
The Governor of the Central Bank, Ajit Nivad Kabral, says investors will be encouraged to utilize resources that have not been used for a long time. He said the government hopes to support all exporters. Plans have been made to promote the pharmaceutical industry in the country. He also requested the public to use only legally accepted methods to remit foreign currency to the country and came to you in economic news.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
The weather report.
Several spells of showers will occur in the northern, north central, eastern and Uva provinces and in the Matale and Nuwara districts. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in the Ratnapura, Kalutara, Gaul and Matara districts during the evening or night. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in the sea areas of the coast, extending from Kangesanturai to Puttaville via Trincomalee and Batticaloa. It may also occur at a few places in other sea areas around the island during the evening or night. The sea areas of the coast extending from Mannar to Nigambo via Puttalam and from Matara to Puttaville via Hambantota can be fairly rough at times. The other sea areas around the island may be moderate. Temporary strong gusty winds and rough seas can be expected during thunder showers. To conclude this bulletin of news, a recap of the headlines. The Prime Minister says the government has achieved targeted housing and urban development tasks successfully despite the pandemic challenges. The central bank says the due funds for the international sovereign bond is arranged. The Marine Environment Protection Authority was directed to report to court on the 20th of January. Dr. Hemantha Herath says the Health Ministry is highly concerned about the abrupt increase in the COVID cases. The vaccination drive for children between 12 to 15 years will be initiated from January 7th. All schools will function with the entire student population from Monday. And New Delhi residents are taking refuge indoors to protect them from the city's toxic air. That concludes tonight's news broadcast.